Hello and welcome to another session of Karen's Colours. I'm Dr. Karen and these are my colour conversations. It's that time again for another monthly reading, and this time we're going to be looking at each of your birthday months in terms of what will happen in December. For this month's reading, I've decided to use a very simple oracle card to accompany it. It's called the Mystic Journey Oracle, and it consists of a card with a single word. And let's see what it has to say that might accompany the readings that are to follow. I certainly hope you've been getting something positive out of the readings I've been doing this year. I'll continue on for a little while longer before I make a decision about whether or not to continue them. They haven't received a great deal of interest so far, but I'm extremely hopeful. And as Cash Peters would have it, just keep on. If it's your soul's journey, you'll get there. So that's where I'm going. All right, I'd like to welcome back those of you who have been following this series of sessions, and I hope that your colour readings for each month have had something of interest for you that's helped to guide you through that month. It has been a very tumultuous year across the world, and we're now coming to the close of it, and hopefully by the end of this upcoming month, we'll be back to some sort of normality for the new year for 2026. But for now, let's just look at December 2025. If you're new here, this is not the sort of reading that you would find in a tarot reading. This is done per month because we tend to resonate to our birth months regardless of our cultural backgrounds, and also because colours don't read quite the same as tarot cards do. But I hope you'll find it interesting enough to come back. Let's see, shall we? So now we have a colour reading for people born in November, looking at how December 2025 will fare for them. Firstly, we'll choose ourselves an oracle and place that under there. And now I want some colour cards for people born in the month of November to examine their December 2025, the last month of the year. And we begin with white on purple, red on orange, blue on blue, and the underlying energy is purple on green. Now we can see here that there is one colour that is repeated, and that is purple. Purple appears as the need or drive in the energy that's coming into the month, into December, and it also appears as the action of what is happening in the underlying energy that permeates the entirety of the month. As well as that, we have here, going out of the month, blue on blue. Again, a colour that's repeated. But it's repeated within the same circle, which means that there is a restriction that happens as a result of these colours interacting together. Unlike these others where you have options, here there are very few options. And since there are only 12 of these in the pack, to have one turn up is fairly unusual. So it has a great deal of significance. Let's have a look at what this means. We begin the underlying energy with purple over green. Now, green is all about the desire for space, for new places, for new ideas, for new experiences, new beginnings. Green is the colour associated with novelty, with seeing things that as they could be rather than as they actually are. And in the real world, what you are doing with this energy is purple. That is, you're crashing and burning. You are going out and changing things for the sake of changing them. You want things to be better because that restlessness that comes from the green internally, that desire for something new, has created a dissatisfaction in the real world with what is, and so you are now destroying the old to replace it with the new. Purple is destructive as well as creative energy. Coming into the month, you have white on purple. Now, when that purple is internal rather than external, as we have it here, that purple tends to suggest that there is a need for something to be fixed. There is a feeling of total discontent. Something is unhealthy in your life, whether that be the way that you're thinking, the things that you're desiring, the things you're achieving, the things that you'd like to achieve, whatever it is, your decision making is bound up with this feeling of never being satisfied. And in the real world, what you're doing is throwing energy in all directions and at the same time allowing anything and everything to come at you. So you're having this constant clash with reality that is causing you to feel uneasy. And as a result of that, you find yourself going round and round in circles in somewhat of an addictive pattern. You don't like what's going on, so you let anything happen, but that makes you feel even less as though you like what's going on, and so round and round and round it goes. When we add the underlying energy to this, we have white over green. Now, white over green has to do with death experiences, that is, the ending of something permanently. Green internally requires a new start, a new beginning. White in the real world is everything is available to you. It's just a matter of heading off in any direction. But once that decision has been made, once a color has been put into that white space, there's no going back. On the other hand, you can also have purple over purple. Now, purple over purple is total and utter destruction. It's the complete replacement of the old to be put together in a new form to create something new. Hopefully, also, it is something better. But just what it is depends entirely on what it is that you're walking away from here and what it is that is holding you back here. Moving into the middle of the month, we now have red over orange. Orange internally is the need to overcome a crisis, to survive at all costs. And is it any wonder if you've had this clash with reality and your habits, and also this massive destruction of what was and recreation into something that is totally different, then of course you're going to feel quite uncertain about yourself. You're going to feel as though you need to face whatever that challenge was back here and overcome it. But what you are doing by the middle of the month to overcome this is using red energy. You are building up as much energy as you possibly can and throwing it out into the real world and just simply trying anything and everything. Makes for rather bad decision making. Back here, the decisions were based on a feeling of dissatisfaction. Here, the decisions that you're making are based on just whatever takes your fancy at the moment. You feel like everything is a major crisis and you need to overcome it. So you're fairly foolhardy in what you do. Just be careful. Red and orange together are never a good combination if you want a quiet life, because this is anything but. If anything, the red in the real world, the red as the action, says stop. But will you heed that warning, or will you just simply go ahead and make your decisions about what you're going to do next based on passion? And if you're going to base them on passion, be prepared for the fact that when reality hits, that is down here, when you have to deal with the results of that passion, that it might not be as pleasant as you thought. You can also have red over green. Now, red over green are opposites on the colour wheel, so there's a certain balance happening here. The green internally about getting away and discovering new life, new ways of doing things in the real world come through as I can choose whatever I want, and whatever I want, I can have. And in effect, that going backwards and forwards between having to determine what you want and then just simply going out and getting it is a balance that can be obtained, and sometimes can lead to danger. Sometimes it can lead to great adventure. And in fact, that is an adventure combination. Purple and orange, on the other hand, is slightly different, because purple in the real world says there's something out there that's broken, I need to fix it. And orange in the internal world says I'm not happy with what it is that has happened, and now I have to deal with the reality by standing up and being counted. So the two of them, orange and purple, both of them have to do with major crises and major conflict within the life. So there is an issue here of in the middle of the month of you needing to overcome pretty dramatic changes to your life that are threatening your stability, but also threatening your decision and choice-making powers. By the time we get to the end of the month, we have blue on blue. Everything will have calmed down. Everything will have stabilized. You've now got to the stage where you have dealt with all the consequences of what happened back here, and now you're just simply sitting quietly and dealing with it. Blue internally is a need for organization, for stability, for nurture. You have to look after yourself. You're number one. In the real world, the blue that you're doing is actually working hard, working to stabilize things, getting yourself organized, making sure that you're doing your duty. If we put blue over green, then that duty comes as a result of you having made choices based on what you value. Yep, I need to create good opportunities for myself, and in the real world, these are the opportunities I've chosen because they are the most stabilizing that will satisfy what's going on here. On the other hand, you could have purple over blue. Now, purple over blue is a far more dynamic energy in that there's a little bit of red in here. But here we have the feeling of needing to be organized, needing nurturing, comes through as, well, let's crash and burn. Let's just simply throw away what doesn't work, what hasn't worked in the past, bring in something new, fix everything, and that way we can attain the peace and harmony that we're looking for here. Let's have a look at what the missing colours have to say about this. There's no black, but you do have white. You have red, but no yellow. You've got green and blue, no brown. You do have orange. There's no grey. You have purple. There's no pink. And there is no cyan. So here we have 6 sets of skills that you will be using throughout the month of December. Now, they're a fairly well-balanced set of skills. So even though the combinations may suggest that you need to be careful, particularly in the middle of the month, about the choices that you make, nevertheless, there is a way out that will establish peace towards the end. What is not available to you in the month of December is black, which is the ability to withdraw and to take time out. Yellow, the ability to take on new learning and develop your memory. Brown, the ability to create skills and ambitions through the learning of new things. Grey, the ability to find the middle road between the extremes of red and green, which of course, as I said, are opposites on the colour wheel. Pink, the opportunity for love and attachment, but also to be able to accept assistance from others and also to offer caring and love and assistance to them in return. And finally, cyan, the ability to find bliss and peace and harmony and all of those stabilizing things that allow for life to be pleasant regardless of what else is happening around you. So choose from among those 6 the 2 colors that are most appealing and the one that is least appealing. And with those 2 colors, add them into your repertoire. Make sure that you see them on a daily basis or do something with those colors on a daily basis. And you'll find that as you travel through the month, your life will begin to change. And instead of making decisions based on rash desires, doubting yourself continuously because you're not sure that you're doing the right thing, being stuck in an addictive cycle or a self-destructive one, or finding yourself just simply working for the sake of working, you will instead have incorporated these skills and that will lead you somewhere else. Let's have a look at what the Oracle has to say. It offers you freedom. What a delightful thought, because freedom is the underlying driver of the underlying energy that permeates the entire month. Freedom, the ability to get away and start again and do something for yourself that you value highly and at the same time makes your heart sing. Are you game for it? Well, the reading has been fairly short this time. That's partially because of the time constraints. December is a very busy month for most of us, so I don't have much time, and I dare say neither do you. And I dare say that a shorter reading would be far more beneficial to you. But I do have an offer on the table. If you've gotten this far and you've actually listened to the entirety of the reading and you feel it has something in it for you, why not contact me on my Gmail account, which is in the description. I'll also put it in the show notes. And in doing so, take up an offer of a free personal reading that we can do either via Zoom, such as a discussion here and now, or I can do it anonymously for you. But you need to ask for it. The decision is yours. In the meantime, thank you for watching. I greatly appreciate it. And if you have any questions or any comments to make, those would be appreciated down in the comments section, which tends to be fairly bare most of the time. Anyway, may you have a wonderful December. May the colors that you choose work for you in a way that enables you to feel at peace and in harmony with the world and all around. And let's look forward to a 2026 that is a little less chaotic than this year has been. Until next time, bye.